Yo, my people, welcome back to the channel. And as you can see in the title of the video, we will be picking our starting 11 for England at the World Cup. Of course, we are not Thomas Tuchel. Of course, we don't have the credibility or the credentials to be picking England team, but we still have an opinion. And I thought, you know what, it's a discussion that everyone seems to be having right now on social media. There's obviously a lot of debates in terms of who should be starting, who shouldn't be starting. Listen, next to me I have Karel. It's been, I feel like we've been trying to plan this one for a while.
It's been
now.
a minute, man.
Yeah,
it's been a minute.
We've been trying to plan it for a while, but how you feeling, bro?
I'm good, man. Blessed to be here. Happy to be here.
Yeah.
I like this topic, so.
Then listen, we're going to go straight into it. Goalkeeper position, I feel like that might be the easiest place to start. I feel like this one's unanimous, though.
Yeah, it's Pickford, isn't it?
Yeah,
like,
it has to be.
I don't know if, is he still the best goalkeeper? Do you think? Or is it just like we're so used to, like we know he's a safe pair of hands, so we just go with it?
I think it's a bit of both. I think familiarity and also like reliability. And I think in all the major tournaments he's been in, I think he has been reliable. Yeah. I can't really think of any too many blunders that he's had. I think he's been consistent, bro. And I think he's been really good for England. I think he's better in the English shirt than he is for Everton.
That's true. Even though I think was it last season or the season before? It was really good for Everton. Kept quite a few clean sheets. Yeah. But I think the other issue is the other keepers don't really play either. Yeah. So like Ramsdale's like a backup at Newcastle, and obviously he's bounced around a little bit. Then you've got Trafford, who obviously would have been in contention if Donnarumma didn't sign for City as well, and he had played.
There's also Dean Henderson though, as well, Crystal Palace. He's a good. I mean, he's a good shout. True. Good shout, but I don't think he's done enough to. I mean, there are English goalkeepers, of course, in the league, but no one's actually done enough to be like, all right, cool, I'm taking Pickford's place. No one's really done that. Nick Pope as well in Newcastle as well.
That's true. But he's not great with his feet though, innit? So that's the issue.
Yeah, so easy. I think Jordan Pickford had to start. I think he's been reliable for England, so that one there's a no-brainer. Right back. Now I know you're a Chelsea man. So
former Chelsea man. I'm on sabbatical at the moment. Yeah. I'm on a break at the moment. Since early January I've been.
Mental health break.
Big mental health break, you know. That club's mind games right now. But bias aside, if I have to say if fit, because he's injured at the moment, but for me it has to be Reece James at right back.
I agree, bro. I think Reece James for me, if you're looking about overall package, offensively, defensively, I think he's probably the best option we have. Also, I'm not gonna lie to you, also as a footballer, I know he's a right back, but if you're just talking about as a complete footballer, I honestly believe, bro, he's one of the best footballers in the Premier League. You know, I think if you look at, you know, his ability to play in midfield, right back, his set pieces, he can cross, free kicks, he can do everything, bro. Score goals, create goals. He's quick, he's strong. Literally, he fits. If he wanted to tick boxes, I think he pretty much ticks every box. So for me, I would go with Reece James. But what do you think about the whole Trent situation? And
the issue I think with Trent is that you have to have a system that caters to him. And that's not to say he's a system player or a bad player, but it's just he's a very specific type of player. So you have to create a system that benefits his skill set. Yeah. Which we've seen now, Southgate over the years, I don't think could figure it out. I don't think he's had enough time with Tuchel to have that out. And I think that international football is very much, as much as there are systems, it's quite an open game, or quite a, you need just players that can just do something, innit? And with Reece James, without it sound like an insult, because he's good at a little bit of everything, you can just put him on the pitch, you know he's going to be fine. Whereas with Trent, it's like, okay, if we have the ball, then is he going to be able to create? Are they going to give him the ball enough to create? Okay, if it's a different type of game against a better opposition, now you're worrying about the defensive side a little bit. Yeah. Whereas with Reece James, you don't have those worries, even though I like specialists in football, but it just doesn't... Yeah, I just don't think they've had enough time to figure it out with Trent.
But do you not think it's like mad to completely leave him out of a 35-man provisional squad?
Yeah,
35 man is crazy.
Oh, okay. So you talk about leaving them out completely?
No. I know what you're saying. But I'm just saying, like, do you agree with the fact?
100% no. Yeah. You took in 5 goalkeepers. Why can't you take Trent? It doesn't make sense. Then this is why I say, like, again, I understand it's probably, if it's a case of he's not his kind of player, he's not going to use him, fine. But still, 35 players, at least give him a chance to prove himself.
That's my thing. Yeah.
And I think he's out, like, he's been in our viewpoint for years, and I can't sit here and say I watch Real Madrid every single week, but from what I hear, he's had some promising performances, some good times there. So it just feels a little bit disrespectful to leave him out, I would say.
Yeah, and also you talk about a player that's had is playing in Champions League finals. So, he's played against the best players and one of the best teams in the world for a long period of time. So this is someone that's played in the back four against the best players and the best teams. So I don't know, man. I just think like if he was French, Spanish, German, I think all the other top nations, they take him. They take him regardless. They at least have him in the squad as an option. I just don't like the idea of him maybe not even being able to go to the World Cup. Yeah, which I think is crazy.
For me, like, I'll be honest, unless he was injured, he was never a doubt in my mind that he wasn't going to go. But then it's like, now being left out of like such a big squad, to me, now I'm like, oh wait, he might actually not go. And even then I think, is there really other right backs that you could look at and say, yeah, I'd rather have them on the plane? I don't think so. I
mean, again, you're right at the start. It depends on the system and how you want to play. But for me, you have to take. It's World Cup's about taking your best players against other best players in other countries. Literally. So Trent is, if you look at him as a footballer, one of the best footballers on the planet. If you just talk on pure ability, but I mean, England. I always feel like we overcomplicate things, innit? Yeah. So, but Reece James for us has to be the starter, the right back. What about left back? So it's not as easy on the left hand side, I know.
I think it's just because I think it's the weirdest position England have. Like everywhere else, you can make cases and things make sense, but in general, I just think the left hand side is just it's a weird one. But because like, do you go with Luke Shaw again because you know what he can give you? You're looking at Lewis Hall,
Nico O'Reilly's another shot.
Nico O'Reilly, Miles Lewis Skelly. There's a lot of good left backs, but then it's like, who's grabbed the shirt so far? I think the issue I have, right, if we're starting Reece James, can you really start O'Reilly as well? Because now you've just got two fullbacks that want to be central. Yeah. And then we're going to have that same issue when we go further forward because we want to pick a lot of forward players that want to go central. So it'll be quite a narrow team. So, I have to give it Nico O'Reilly just because, but I don't know how that would look in terms of the system. Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to go for... Oh, it's tough. See, the Man United in me, because I've watched Luke Shaw play for us all season. I think he's been so consistent.
Yeah, he's been good.
And I'm not even Luke Shaw's biggest fan, I'll be honest with you. I have a lot of criticism towards him, especially when it comes to availability. It's mad that, the last 2-3 years, bro, you can only count on one hand the amount of times he's basically, made appearances for us. And then now that it's World Cup here, all of a sudden he's available. He's played the most minutes out of any Man United player on the pitch. So he's been consistent. He's been great this season. I don't have anything bad to say about him this season. If I'm gonna give it to Lewis Hall, if I was thinking about having that youthful, fresh energy, someone that can bomb forward, and like you said, a bit like Reece James, got the balance right. But I think Luke Shaw, in terms of experience, he kind of gives me like the Carvajal vibe a couple of years ago for Spain, where sometimes experience gets you far, and I feel like with him. And I'm sure we'll mention the centre-back shortly as well. But I think his experience is kind of needed. And he's got the know-how. He's been to finals before. He's been there with England. He's been one of England's most reliable defenders in recent years. So I would take him, and I'll probably start him. I can't even lie to you. I know it's going to sound like a bias, but I'll probably start him.
I don't mind it, to be honest. I don't mind it at all.
But Lewis also is the other shout as well for me.
So I think... That's the thing. We just named like 4 really good left backs this season. Yeah. Obviously, Lewis Skelly hasn't played much, but I rate him highly. But Luke Shaw is one of those things. Like, bro, he knows how to get on the plane. Yeah. No matter, like you say, 3 years. World Cup year, you can mark him present, 100% attendance. Yeah. Bro. But I wouldn't mind it. Like you say, the experience thing, and I think he probably offers the most balance in terms of his role as a fullback, as opposed to the others who I think like to drift in centrally a lot more. And if you've got the same thing with Reece on the other side, then it's going to be a very congested side. Yeah, no, I agree as well. So so we're going with Reece James, Luke Shaw, that's the fullback pairing. Centre backs. Again, this one. I think I have to get this one out of the way, so the controversy is just out of the way. Yeah. I think Harry Maguire has to start. Yeah, no, I'm with you, bro. I think Harry Maguire. Again, they're going to say that I'm biased, but I think kind of similar to Luke Shaw. Yeah, reliability,
experience.
He just knows, like, I think, especially in England shirt, I can't really say much wrong about him. I think you look at things that are important in tournaments as well, set pieces.
Yeah.
I don't think, maybe you could argue Gabriel. I think they're the two biggest set piece threats in world football from centre back, to be honest.
Yeah.
You just know, like, especially the times where he wasn't playing for United and they throw him on, you just know he's gonna get a chance, or he's gonna make something happen. And it's so for me, he's like the name that everyone likes to go, like, why are we doing that again? But just look at his performances. I don't think there's anything to say that there's anyone who's taken his shirt off him so far.
Yeah. Nah, I agree. Bro, you know what's so crazy? I did a video, where I picked my 26-man squad at the last international break.
Mm-hmm.
And I left out Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw. Come now, like a few months later now, and I'm having them both starting in the start. It's crazy how much form, can do to a player. But not just form, I also feel like reliability and experience is a big part. And I think Harry Maguire, if you actually look at him, for his England career, you could actually argue that if he was to make an all-time England 11, you can get into the centre-back position just based on how he's performed, for England over the last decade. Like, think about it, bro. How many centre-backs do you think in the last, let's say, okay, maybe not all-time because obviously we never lived through all of that. Let's just say from the time that we've been alive, how many centre-backs could you actually say has been better than Harry Maguire for England?
For England? You got John Terry.
You think he's been better for England than Harry Maguire?
It depends. Yeah. No, I don't think it'd be a mad shout to say that.
Yeah.
I think John Terry was always solid in tournaments. I can't really speak to the others. Like, obviously Rio missed 2004.
Yeah.
Missed 2010 as well. For injury. So it's actually not crazy. It's not that. And someone's gonna say a name, and I'm gonna go, oh wait, there is a couple.
Yeah.
But like, if you're talking purely in the England shirt, it's true. It's true. And I think sometimes you have to separate that. Like when you look at certain players who at club level they might not be amazing, but like for their country they just show up and show. It's like for France it'd probably be like someone like a Griezmann, who no matter what his form was, like at Atletico, as soon as he puts on a France shirt, you know what you're getting out of him.
Yeah,
so,
even Richarlison for Brazil.
Bro, it's like
Richarlison for Brazil is something else, bro.
But I think in England we like to turn our nose up at players that don't do well for their clubs but do well for their country. Like there's certain players that I think works the other way as well. I'm sure we'll get to them later on, but it's like I'd rather the player who doesn't play well for their club but plays well for the country every time and gets picked, and then like you can say, how does he deserve it? He deserves it because he plays well for his country, and you want the players that actually play well rather than the guys that are smashing it at club level. You come and put them in a pitch for England, and what are they offering you? Absolutely nothing. So
no, you're right. So who would be the other centre back to partner him?
Mark Gay.
I
think Mark Gay. I mean, obviously, if my boy John Stones was a few years younger, had a couple more hamstrings and ankles, it would be him. But I think Mark Gay.
Yeah.
And I think, funny enough, when you talk about those two, Mark Gay probably had a similar reputation at Palace that Maguire did at Leicester. Obviously, I think a bit more highly rated for good reason. But like, even now, you see him when he's gone to City, he's had good games. But then you look at the Real Madrid fixture, and you go, well, this is what can happen when you've not played at this level. And I don't think it will happen as often, but I think Maguire was a victim of like going to play for Man United, which was a step up, who weren't in the best place, but then getting caught out, and you're like, oh, he's not that good.
Yeah,
but if you actually put them in that international setting where it's like, it's not really high lines, you're just like, you just got to defend, do your job, mark spaces and people. I think they're both the best two at what they do in terms of.
I think you put it well, bro. I agree fully. Like, I think he's done it as well for England in the last tournament, starting in the final as well. So he's got the experience now as well. And you're right, knockout international football is a lot different to, let's say, Champions League nights, where it's a little bit more chaotic, and sometimes you got, players running in behind, and there's this transitional football. But whereas I feel like knockout football is a bit more like, teams tend to be a lot more pragmatic, so it's a lot more easier.
The game's played in front of you. I think a lot of it's in front, especially as defenders, and then you get, I think with Gay, the benefit of playing with Maguire is that he covers for the athleticism that Maguire doesn't, and then although Gay he can be a presence, but like, bro, anything that's in the air, Maguire is there and ready to clear up and sweep up. I think the only thing I don't think it's not even a worry, but it's probably just like the build-up play.
Yeah.
Like how brave they're going to be on the ball, but I think that's the least of the issues up until you start playing against the best of the best.
Yeah, and 100%. We're going to move to the midfield. This is one obviously everyone's been debating for a long time, all year. Different names been popping up. Who would be your... Okay. Are you going to go for... Okay, this is the part also I need to kind of clarify. What type of midfield are you going for? Is it going to be a midfield three? Is it just strictly a double pivot? Like, how are you going to go about with this one? Because I'm thinking just go to straight standard 3-man midfield. You got one sitting with two midfielders, or you can then go with two midfielders.
But I knew you're going to pick with, by the way you said that, by the way.
You think so?
But I know my three.
Yeah.
Don't know if Tuchel's going to pick this three. Well, for me, I would go Wharton,
Yeah.
Rice, Bellingham.
Okay.
That would be my three.
Yeah.
And I know everyone's going to say Anderson, but Wharton, Rice, Bellingham.
Yeah. It's crazy because that was actually my midfield when I made this video a few months back. It's changed now, I can't lie. It's changed. You know what's so crazy? I had Wharton over Elliot Anderson early on in the season, but as the season's kind of gone on, I can't lie, I've been swayed to Elliot Anderson just because, not that I was looking... I feel like Elliot Anderson this season I've appreciated a lot more. I've been watching it a lot more closely than I did last season. I didn't really understand the hype coming into this season and why everyone was, raving about this guy so much, and then he got the England call early on in the season. But as the season's gone on, as I watched him more, I can understand it still. I feel like he's more comfortable, one, with collecting the ball off the centre backs, but also he's good both sides, going forward, defensive. If he covers a lot of ground, he's more aggressive. He's an all action midfielder, and I feel like sometimes you need that, especially in knockout tournaments where you got teams where they're gonna maybe hold the ball better than us, or sometimes hit us on the transition. You need players that are gonna cover ground. Like, I love Kobe Mainoo, but I feel like one of Kobe Mainoo's biggest weaknesses is covering ground. I don't think he's as great as covering ground. I feel like Anderson can do that. Probably better than Wharton at doing it. So I would probably partner Anderson with Declan Rice.
I don't know if I like that though.
And this is the thing, I think it works,
It's just too much legs. Like,
but I think you need that. I think you need that.
No, but then it's like, okay, who is that? You just
so I think them two, and then I would put Jude in the
three legs, just 3 legs.
3 legs for me.
I
can't.
That's why I said Wharton. You see Wharton.
Yeah.
The reason it's the sole reason I can understand. You can say Elliot Anderson had a better season, all this stuff.
Yeah.
I just want a player that can get the ball, play off 1 and 2 touches, and break lines. Just break lines and release the other player. Because if you get into a game now and you've got, let's say you got Anderson and Rice as your 2, if they start playing sideways to each other and they're not breaking lines, like Rice ain't great at like build up from like that phase from the centre backs, and like I think Elliot Anderson's more inclined to try and use his ball carrying to get out of a situation that's passing. So it's like, if you've got Wharton, someone who's secure and he can get it, and Rice can trust himself to go beyond that line, you get the best version of Rice, because you've now got a Rice that's running at the defence, even though I don't think his final ball this season's not been as great as it should be. But it's like, that's where you want the Bellinghams and you want the Rices, like getting at the defences and having like the front 3 in front of them, like as options to do. And I think we end up in these situations where with the midfield, where it's like, okay, we're gonna put players that are athletic, Swiss Army knives, and all this stuff. But I'm looking at going, I think at the same time, if I've got Wharton and I've got Reece James at right back, and they want him to be a bit more narrow, I think you give him enough protection in terms of defensively,
I get what you're saying,
to do his role. But I think for me, it's not about Wharton or Anderson being better than the other. It's just about I need a passer in that midfield. Yeah.
Now, do you know why I say that? Because I think for me, Rice has to start regardless. Like I think Rice, for the player that he is, and I think he's one of the best players in the Premier League. I think he's also one of the best players in his position. I think he's been consistent for Arsenal, and not just Arsenal. You can go all the way back to West Ham. I think he's been ever improving, always getting better. And I think now he's one of the best in his position. So for me, he has to start. I think he's a player that you could say, not that I want to push him into that category, but he's when you're playing against France and you're playing against Spain where they got top midfielders, you want to feel comfortable with your midfield. I feel like Rice gives you that sort of that reassurance that you need.
Yeah.
Then if you partner him with, it could be a Wharton. I'm not against Wharton playing either, or Anderson. I just think Anderson himself, I think he's actually a better passer between the lines than Wharton. And I also think he's actually better at collecting the ball from the centre-back than Wharton on the half-turn as well. So, I it's crazy because I didn't believe that at the start. When people were telling me this...
FB ref.
I didn't believe that, bro. I didn't believe it. But the more I watch him, the more I'm like, actually, you know what? People are trying to box him into this sort of aggressive type of midfielder, but he actually offers a lot more than that. And I think if you're in the opposition's half, I think he's a lot better than Wharton. And I think it comes down to system, it comes down to tactics, it comes down to the opposition you're playing against. I think there might be games where you have to start Wharton if you want to dictate the game and have someone control the tempo and hold the ball. And I think there's certain games where we don't have the ball much, but you want to, win the ball back quickly. I think then Anderson kind of makes more sense. I don't know. It's a weird one, bro.
I think
it is a very.
I don't think there's a bad
answer.
Bad answer in that sense. But for me, obviously, like I said with Tuchel, I think for me, Jude has to start, man.
Yeah.
He gets a lot of flack. I think partially because I think he blew up very quickly in terms of Dortmund, Real Madrid. Before you know it, he's getting Ballon d'Or shouts and all this stuff. But at his best, he's a game changer.
Yeah,
he's an absolute game changer, and I think he's the same way you talk about Anderson in terms of that industry and being able to work and just get around and do. Because I don't know when it became a bad thing to be a hard worker on the pitch.
Bro.
He's not Zidane, bro. So he knows he's not Zidane. So he goes and he works, and then when he gets the ball, he tries to make things happen.
Yeah.
But I don't get Tuchel kind of like pushing him to the side.
Yeah.
Because I guess what would the midfield be then without him? Would it go in Rice, Anderson? Who was the third man again?
I think they might throw
Rodgers?
Rodgers in there, yeah, and then maybe have Gordon out on the left, which I don't like.
Hey,
but it's actually, you know what, you're right, because I feel like with Jude, bro, they're trying to categorize him into this player that's this sort of talentless player that just somehow magically made his way into or had his luck and sort of lucked his way to Real Madrid and lucked his way to all these moments. But I think he's it's a gift that he has, which is being at the right place at the right time, anticipating the ball. I think that's something that, people underappreciate in football. I think it's like the Lampard thing where...
Yeah, I was going to say that, yeah.
Yeah,
he's got an air of Lampard about him. And I think the crazy thing is, what people don't realise is, like, even the 23-24 season, there's a lot of talk, he scored a lot of goals, he's a tapping merchant, he's this, he's that. I said, bro, I don't think people realise how adaptable Jude in his young years, like, we forget this guy is still only... I think 22.
Yeah.
How adaptable, like the different roles I've seen him play 6, 8, 10.
Yeah.
I've seen him play false 9. I've seen him play on the left. I've seen him play on the right. Like throughout his career, like from Birmingham to Dortmund to Madrid, and he's excelled. And it's like, you can call him a tapping merchant because if you play him up front at the Euros, he'll find a way to make it work.
Yeah.
If you play him in the 10 at the at the World Cup, you'll find a way to make it work. If you play him in the 8, he's going to make it work. That's the kind of player he is. And that's the kind of... Like, as much as you can use all these, like, blanket terms to describe him and talk about him, this is an elite footballer.
100%.
Elite footballer. Like, I know man are going to talk about, your Pedris and all this, the twinkle feet. And, bro, sometimes you need a man that's just going to... That can bully, bro. And if he's got athleticism on his side, he's got athleticism on his side.
No, I think it's... Obviously, we live in an era now where, people weigh... aesthetics above anything, they look at entertainment value, and yes, Jude might not be the most entertaining player on the eye, but he's efficient. He knows where to be at the right place at the right time, and his record speaks for itself. Winning the Champions League in his first season, being the best player, statistically, arguably at Real Madrid in that season, scoring in 3 out of the 4 first Clásicos, he scored the winning goal. Bro, like that's not luck. For me, that's not luck. That's somebody that understands and has the intuition of being in those places in the right time, and he not that he enjoys it, but he thrives off that. He wants to be the guy. You saw the celebration in that last one. Who else? Like you can see that he thrives off that. He wants to be the main guy. Bro. It might be to his own detriment sometimes, because then sometimes it might feel like he wants to be the center of everything, but that's not a bad thing, bro.
Yeah, but it's gonna sound crazy to put this name in there, but like Ronaldo's the same, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what makes him great, is that like he wants to be the man that makes a difference. He's not shying away from the moment. Not to say Jude's on that level, but it's like ego in football, I think, is a very good thing to have. Like that self-belief that in any moment you're going to change the game. You have to have it. There's too many players that have talent, aesthetics, everything, but they don't have that mental belief in themselves to say like, I can do what I want to do in any moment. And that's why you watch a player and you say, I know you're talented, I know you can do whatever, but why are you not crushing it? Why are you not making things happen? And I say
it's a dying trait, bro. It's a dying trait in football. It is a dying trait still. So that's our midfield then. So you're going with Wharton, Rice, and Jude, and I'm going with Anderson. That's the only difference. Yeah. All right, cool. Attack. So we'll start with right wing. I think this is quite easy.
What, Cole Palmer?
No, I was to say. I said, oh, Cole Palmer. That's crazy.
Like, I like Cole Palmer off the bench. I like him off the bench, but I like him as an early sub. I want him to come on and because he's got that same thing of like, I'm gonna make something happen today. Yeah. I just think it's hard to take Saka out the team. I think with Cole Palmer, it's one of those players you can look at and say, okay, we'll bring him on. Okay, we can bring him on the left, we can bring him on the 10, we can bring him on the right. Whereas with Saka, I think on his day for England, I say on his day, it's most tournaments and like he runs fullbacks ragged. People don't see it, like they don't really deep it because I don't think he scores as many goals as he does in those in tournaments. But like, bro, this guy, I've seen him put some defenders in some bad places.
It's I think, I know he's not having his greatest season, but you know, he's a player that over the years has good seasons, you know, consistent, reliable, and even that way for England. I think the last couple of tournaments he's been consistent with every performance. I remember last tournament you put him left back, you was putting him right wing, left. We were putting him everywhere, and he was doing the job. I
wouldn't mind if they do that again. You know,
you
know, certain games just left back. Yeah, because like it's not a.
It's not a diss.
It's not a diss. It's like, okay, we're changing the shape. I want you still on the pitch. Forget the system on like left back is a title, innit? But like if we need to change up the personnel, but we still need you on the pitch, can you go there? Like I'm not against it. I wouldn't say that you should play there every week, but yeah, like I think, and one of Saka's underrated traits, I think, that I don't think he's utilised this season, but I definitely see him do it for England is he's got this thing of like when he dribbles and then he starts to come inside with the ball, it's like he keeps the ball on this side, the defender's on his hip, and he wins so many fouls because the defender gets frustrated and he's trying to let me try and nick it, and then he gets fouled and then you got a free kick and a great position. He's so good at winning fouls. I remember especially against because he did it against Netherlands in the Euros, and then he also did it against Real Madrid when Rice scored the free kick. That's what he did to Alaba. He just came inside, kept the ball on this side, that side. Alaba fouled him, free kick. Hopefully Rice can score one more of those at this tournament, bro.
No, I agree. I think he wins a lot of fouls, and in knockout football, you want your players to win fouls and get free kicks, and you know those are the decisive moments. Like you said, like a free kick from Rice would be, let's say 0-0, and you know you want those opportunities.
Or just a free kick, just a wide free kick. You got Maguire in the box.
Yeah, for sure. So I think Saka also he's been consistent and reliable, and he's one of those players that you can tell opposition teams look at him and be like, okay, he's a problem. We're gonna double team him. We might have to triple up on him at times, and he's a headache that you want to have on your side. So I think he definitely starts. I think that one's a no-brainer. Left hand side is where it's more open, where it's a lot more again, like kind of like the left back.
Weird, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think I have to put Rashford. You know,
Rashford. Yeah.
I think it'd have to be Rashford because you know what? One thing I clocked from the Euros last time is just no runners.
Yeah.
No runners whatsoever, and it's like I think that
you mean runners have been going in behind.
Yeah, going behind. I think there's too many players that want to come short, and it's like we can put all these talented players together. But I said the way England play doesn't even benefit the idea of having that when you can exploit a bit more space. I think going forward, one of England's best like tournaments I think was World Cup 2018. And you just had Sterling running behind, and he was just stretching games. Even if he didn't score in that tournament, but like just the havoc he was causing. And I think, for me, I'm thinking of the runners. I'm like, I think Rashford's probably the best one that is of that ilk. I know you got Gordon. Who else we got?
I was gonna say Morgan Rogers is an option on the left hand side as well.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's that's what I said. The left hand side is weird because I think it changes the dynamic of the front three regardless, because I know the man in the middle is always going to be the man in the middle.
Yeah, of course.
And I think he excels when he's got people running off him.
Yeah, 100%.
But I've got some stuff to say about him when his name comes up. But yeah, for me, it would be Rashford, but I'm also not mad at trying any combination of left wings at this point.
I mean, Rashford's one of those players that, again, I think he makes opposition teams feel uneven. When you see Rashford on the lineup, I think naturally a lot of defenders, fullbacks, teams look at him and go, oh, he's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Even now, Rashford 2026, I know this season he's rejuvenated at Barcelona, but like he's just one of those names that you look at and it makes you a little bit uncomfortable as a opposition team, defender, whatever it is. So just off that, and given the fact that left-hand side is not secure, we don't have a standout player on that left-hand side, I would go for Rashford. The flip side of it also,
You picked bare United players, by the way.
I did, but you know,
and bare United targets as well.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? But see what I'm saying? They're gonna say that I'm being biased, but
I'm just fueling the fire, bro. That's what
it's crazy. But the thing is, I also do like Rashford off the bench as well.
Yeah,
I think he's a very good impact sub to have off the bench. You've seen it with Barcelona as well this season, where he makes impact. You know, with his pace, give it 60th, 70th minute where there's a bit of tired legs. He's going to cause havoc as well. So I do see that angle of it as well, having him like Palmer off the bench to make an impact. I'm going to actually go with Morgan Rogers, I'm not going to lie.
Well, to have Rashford off the bench?
And I have Rashford off the bench.
But I look at it the other way as well, Sometimes if you have Rashford on early, you can punch a team in the mouth like early doors.
He can,
especially with like his pace and his ball striking. And then like you can bring on a Rogers to control the game later on in terms of like...
It can work the other way around as well. Yeah.
Like I said, I don't mind either way though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm torn, because Rogers, I really like him.
Yeah.
I think he offers a lot. He can come inside, his link-up play is good, he's got pace, he can run in behind, score goals, create, and he's been on fire this season for Villa. So I feel like he does deserve it. Off just merit alone, he does deserve to start. You know what? Funny, I'm gonna go with Rashford. I'm gonna go with Rashford. I can't lie, just because. Like I say, he just makes defenders feel uneasy.
Yeah.
I think he has that presence. I think he's a household name, Marcus Rashford. And I think in an international tournament, I feel like you need to have your best players.
Yeah, no,
and I think he is one of our better players. So he's also an option down the middle as well.
Yeah.
He is another option down the middle as well. So yeah, I would probably start Rashford on the left.
I like that.
Striker, I mean, this one, there's no point. I think we all know who's going to start up front.
I do. But I've got issues with him.
Yeah, same.
I've got issues with him. I think someone, whether it's Tuchel or himself, like he needs to stop the going to kill at the ball with the centre backs thing. England need a number 9, and it's a problem when the number 9 isn't actually in the 9 position. Yeah, and it's like people point and say, yeah, but he scores goals and this, and it's like, yeah, he'll score goals in the games where you have to score goals. Like you can't. Like you can only play against who you're gonna play against. So if you score against Slovakia and all this stuff, but it's like in the bigger games when the teams know that this guy is just gonna go on his walkabouts up there and they can nullify it, bro. We need a presence sometimes, man. We need someone there that's gonna battle and just like for his finishing ability, let the because there's so many creators in the team. Yeah. Let the creators create and you get on the end of things. Bro, I've seen him do for Tottenham. I've seen him do for Tottenham, and it's like. He gets to England, it's like he gets bored of like playing up front. He's like, let me just go back there. And it's not me taking away from him. He's class. And in fact, this like, was it defensive 9 that he's playing?
Yeah, he made a new position.
Yeah, the flipping Regista 9 that he's playing at Bayern. Like, it's working, of course. But it's like, I think you just notice the big gaping hole in that attack when he goes and drops deep. Especially when I was saying there's no runners. So it's like you're going to kill at the ball to pass to who? Yeah,
it's true. No, I agree, bro. He's playing in 3 finals for England, and across those 3 finals, he's only touched the ball in the box once. You know how? I don't think people understand how mentally insane that is, bro.
Right, because he's either not there or it's like he just wants to do all his work like around the box or like deep. Like, bro, as a number 9, I want you in there. You see, like someone like Lewandowski, bro. That guy will be on the 6-yard box.
But that's where you want them to be.
Yeah.
That's where you want your top strikers. Like, look, this season he's already got 50 goals. Yeah, he's already. I might even be already over 50 goals this season in all comps.
That's crazy, by the way.
Going into the tournament, you want him to, to be in and around the box, because that's where you're most dangerous. That is where we need you. That's where you're gonna get your goals. The further away you are from the goal, the less likely you're gonna score. That's just a fact. That's just it's, you know. So, I mean, like you said, the midfield is there to do their job. You just do yours. You just focus on.
And I feel like if he stays there, bro, he'll score goals on goals. Yeah. Like World Cup 2018, he scored goals, but he stayed relatively forward. I think even like Euro 2020.
Yeah, the 2021.
I think the dropping in thing like started to happen in like the last couple tournaments.
Yeah,
and it's like, bro, it has mixed results, but I just think in the games where you need your number 9, stay up there.
Yeah, 100%.
I got a question for you though.
Yeah.
After doing this lineup, I was thinking about it. I was like, if you could pick one player from world football, that you think would like improve the England team, who would you pick?
Instantly, you mean as in one
like
player,
you drop them in, you just drop.
You know they're gonna call.
Or it fills a hole that England have that like you want.
Kvaratskhelia.
That's what I was thinking of.
You thinking of him?
I swear down.
Kvaratskhelia. Just because, bro, he's absolutely a havoc. He's a havoc, bro. You know when you got a player that left foot, right foot, inside, outside, shooting, crossing, take you on. Like, he's relentless, you know? There's some players that you can tell defenders, he's like, come on, man. Give me a break. Like, Doku, you know, like Doku, for example. Doku's got that in him where you can tell that, you know, defenders are like, come on, bro. You're just going to keep running at me every single time.
But he's not got the
end product with it. And he's not got he hasn't got that X factor when it comes to the final third. So meaning like you're confident that when he gets that final third, he's gonna make something happen, whether it's a cross or a shot or, you know. Kvaratskhelia, the moment he beats you, you just gotta pray.
Yeah.
You just gotta pray.
No, but you know what it is, Kvaratskhelia is beating you to go and score.
Yeah.
Whereas Doku's beating you to beat you again.
Yeah, to go back and do it again.
Yeah. He wants to embarrass you, but he's trying to go viral. But it's like with Kvaratskhelia, it's a killer. It was two PSG players. It was either Kvaratskhelia or Nuno Mendes. I thought.
Nuno Mendes is a good shout.
I was like,
yes, that's a good shout.
Because I was thinking that left hand side's so weird. I was like, if we had either of them, especially because he's a flying fullback as well, so it's like you can have Reece James on a more inverted reserve role, and he could just go. But Kvaratskhelia, bro. I wish he wasn't Georgian, man.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, you know what it is? Can't we do something? Because the flags are kind of similar. Can't we koalas a little bit and be like, listen, it's England,
we're going to change his name to like Kevin something. Kevin something, bro.
KK, I don't know. Kevin something.
I can't think of it. What's the English last name? Calvin. No, that's Irish.
Kevin Calvin can work.
Yeah, Calvin. Yeah.
Kevin Calvin can work. We can twang it a little bit. I can't lie to you. We can twang it. It kind of reminds me of the whole Bell situation. Bell was just born, just Bristol,
a few miles,
just Bristol or something, like, you know what I mean? It would have been nice, bro. It would have been nice to have Bell in that era. I can't lie to you, bro. It would have been good. At least one major tournament, 2018 maybe.
Yeah, it's like even like the likes of like, you see like Scott McTominay. I love Scott McTominay. Bro. Like even him, like he's obviously born and raised in Manny or like around the northwest area.
Yeah,
and it's like he went to go play for Scotland straight away. And I respect it as well. Like when you have those hero moments for like the smaller nations, should we say, or like less successful nations, it holds more weight. But I'm like, I'd like to just being greedy. I'd like to have the prime version.
I can't lie to you. Even as good as he is now, I don't see him still starting ahead of Jude.
No, he wouldn't start. But like, imagine
having him in the squad. Squad off the bench as well.
Because like after, so what? Let's say you got Wharton, Wharton, Anderson, Rice, Jude. Let's say your Morgan Gibbs-White, your Curtis Jones and stuff. Like he's more than good enough to be in that bunch of like in the squad. So it's just like having that greed of like, you know, when you look at the squad, like when you read France's squad list and you go, bro, you don't need all these ballers, bro.
Bro, it's greed. It's
like
you
look at their front, you look at their front line. It's like, bro, you don't even need to take all these man. At least they come back home, man. And that's another one as well, bro.
At least he could have easily been for England as well. To be fair, and that is greed, bro. I look at France and I just think that's greedy. Like genuinely, that is a different type of greed, bro. But it is what it is. I mean, I'm still confident England can do well in this tournament. Yeah. Of course, route matters as well. You know, you need a bit of a luck in terms of you know the route to the final. But I think England just need to be a bit more confident.
Yeah.
I think I look at France, I look at Spain. They back themselves. They feel like they can play against anyone, they'll win. I feel like with England, we beat the small teams comfortably, but the moment we come against good opposition, it's almost like we're playing with a sense of fear or like we're more worried about them than they are about us, and that's always been our downfall. I feel like, you know, so it's just a matter of being like, we're England, we got the star players as well. We can go, you know, we back ourselves as well, and we don't care how you're gonna play. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of. I used to say this about Southgate because people were like, Southgate's cold. He got us to finals and stuff. I said, but the problem is with Southgate, I don't feel like he ever won a game that he never won a game that you went in feeling like England shouldn't have won. So, for example, you could argue in every game they won, they were the favourite. Yeah. Even like you can put big nations' names on their like Germany. But we were better than Germany. Yeah. Netherlands, they were better. Yeah. But when they played the Frances, the Croatias, and the Spains, and the Italys, it's like, okay, you were somewhat the underdog in these games. Or it was level playing field, and then
you faltered.
You outplayed.
Yeah, I think that's always been our issue. Yeah. It's always been our issue.
So I want to hopefully with Tuchel, because he's a good like tournament manager, obviously.
Yeah, you know him from Chelsea, obviously. Yeah, you know.
Bro, he made a front three of Mount, Werner, and Havertz. I made it work. Won a Champions League with it. So who am I to doubt him going into this?
I mean, I feel like we have the players to do it. It's just a matter of will they? Because so far, I can't lie to you, under Tuchel, it's been unaspiring. Like, we've been getting wins and whatnot, but it's been unaspiring. We lost against Senegal. I remember that 3-0 shot defeat as well. But yeah, I haven't seen anything, I'll be real with you, under Tuchel where I'm like confident. I'm just going off past experience in terms of international tournaments. We have good players, and I'm just hoping they can make something happen at this stage. You know, for me, it's not even about the manager anymore. It's about the players. Can they deliver for us? And that's how I'm looking at it. It don't really matter who's manager for me anymore. I swear to you, bro.
I'm saying, bro. Yeah. Just go win. Just go win.
Yeah, no, for sure. But bro, appreciate you. I'll do the final 11 one more time. So we got Pickford in goal, Reece James right back, left back we've gone for Luke Shaw, right? Guehi and Maguire are centre backs. Then the midfield three, you've gone for Wharton, Rice, and Bellingham. I've gone for Anderson, Rice, and Bellingham. And then the attacking three is Saka on the right hand side, Rashford on the left-hand side, and then Harry Kane striker up front. So that's our 11. What was he going to say?
You know, I realised, the whole time we was talking about Harry Kane before, we didn't actually say his name.
You didn't say his name? It's so crazy. But they know who we're talking about. They know for certain. There's only one name in that category for us, and it has to be Harry Kane. So, I mean, let us know in the comments if you disagree. I know for certain some people are going to disagree. Some people are going to have their, opinions in terms of who they think should be in that starting 11. Let us know in the comments. Also, where can they find you, brother?
Karel Prince _ on Instagram. Karel Prince on TikTok. And I don't actually know what my YouTube handle is in it, but it is somewhere.
I'll find it. I'll put it in the description.
I've been posting on there, but I just can't remember the name.
Okay, no, it's fair. It's fair. I'll put it in, so make sure to subscribe as well. And until next time, peace.